An.
Heartily welcome. Today we're going to be finishing text number 29 from Volk's Christom, I think. Or everyone's following it from home, so maybe like 2 people. Anyway, we have like 5 or 6 lines left to transliterate. So I suggest we do that and then we jump to the next step, which would be translating, which is probably more fun anyway. So, do we guys want to start?
Yes.
Who is brave enough to take the first line? So we left it none.
I will.
Okay, I like that. This?
Not only because I had been studying it, and I'm trying to process and get my memorization in focus to maintain. That has always been my issue, instead of having to go over to sign lists and this. So, but I do recognize a number of them as I was going through them.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. So where are we now?
Assuming Namshita. This looks like Namshita.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are here.
But I'm on. Maybe it's on my screen, but where you have each individual in the panel, it's kind of blocking.
Oh,
kind of blocking the text, at least on my end.
Am I?
That's weird. Better
You
now?
can move the panel.
Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, I can. Can I do that? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I did it. I got it. Got it.
We good?
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Good.
Oh yeah. Okay, so where are we now?
This this character's right here. And these are actually sorry?
Is that where we left off last?
Yep. Line number 24.
Oh yeah, that's easy. That's it's A2.
Right.
That's temple, house, A2. I think this is like niche 2, niche 2.
Right. Wait, do you mean Ngesh 2 or Ngesh 2?
Yes, yes 2.
Right.
Yes.
Right. You are absolutely correct. Let me fetch the weird G. There you go. Oh, actually, you don't need it because it's Gesh, not Ngesh. Ngesh 2. 2.
Yes, 2. Because I got, because that what is that little over in the Romanized that little config, I keep forgetting what it's called. That little curve over top of the S where it makes the niche sound.
So you mean this one, right?
Yeah, like where you have Shita, shoot.
So in English,
what is it called?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what it's called, actually.
Okay.
In English, we have SH and stands for sh, and
okay.
we use that in
Sumerian
consideration.
I'll look. I never checked into it, but I'm looking for
no problem. While this,
okay,
on top of the G, well, it is known as a tilde from Spanish, and it stands from the sound ng. But it really just depends on the author. I use the tilde. People use sometimes the J. Some others use some other. I don't know what they use.
Different kind of N.
Yeah. But yeah.
Interesting.
So this would be Ngashtu 2, I think, or Ngashtu 1. I think it should be Ngashtu 2. Let's just look it up for the sake of it. Okay, definitely not that one. Maybe 1.
Niche 2. Niche 2. Niche 2. 2.
Ngashtu 2. Oh, right. All right. Yeah. Good.
Yes.
So this is a big cluster of 3 cuneiform characters, which kind of form a single one. And if we look at it, let me try again. Is it this one? No, right. It's Ngashtu 2, definitely. It means
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah. I see it. Yeah, that's a big one.
Right. And I think it has got this sign here, the last one on the right, stands for the year, because the Sumerians believed that knowledge came through the years. So that's why.
Interesting.
Yeah. But
Okay.
very good job. Yes, you are completely right.
Great.
Feel like
That looks like the zoo. Zoo. Zoo.
It would be shu. Yeah.
Zoo.
Yeah, it means hand.
Yes. Zoo. Okay.
The last
Alright,
one is
alright.
little ostic, but
Can you zoom in on that one a little bit?
right. I hope it helps.
Not really.
Right.
But I think that one was due 7.
And you are completely correct.
Memorization.
Very good, very good. If you want, I can send you my Anki decks for cuneiform characters. Maybe.
Yeah, that'll work.
Very good then.
Mhm.
I'll send it to you.
Excellent. Yeah.
All right. Who wants to take line number 26?
I could try to give it a shot. Is
Very
the first
good.
one a key?
I do think so, yes. That does look like a key.
Cool.
That's a key.
The next
Yes.
one? Yeah, it's, I mean, the next
Okay.
one, 2 characters further to the right, looks more like a key.
Yeah. That's what I'm
So-
looking at.
Okay. In between, we have a tush. I had to look this one up.
Very good.
It's kind of missing. I know it's there, I guess. There is a left-hand side stroke.
Yep.
So
We do have it.
That's the tushy right there.
Yeah. It is the sign that stands for buttocks.
So it's easy to remember that's tush. In any case.
If you rotate this, it kind of, gets the point across, I guess.
Don't rotate the tush. So another key.
Right.
Then
Okay.
an ang, isn't it?
Ki ang, yes. Ang 2.
Ang 2, that's right. What is the next one? What is the next one? Hang on. What are you? Should I know this one?
Yes, but
I think it's missing sort of 2 wedges.
wait. Yeah, it is. But let's go by logic. Let's look at the last one now. I'll just place the X now.
The last one is a knee, I think, isn't it?
Right. So what
That's it.
usually goes before the knee and before the knee and after Kiang when talking about places and
If
Ga.
you've read through Hayes Aurelio, he has this all the time.
Right. So you're thinking it's a ga, huh?
That's
Oh,
it.
nga.
So ga.
Ngani. Okay, but nga doesn't look like this.
I think it's
That looks like
just
knee.
Ga, isn't it?
I don't remember if it's got 2 or got 1, but let me have a look. Oh yeah, probably got 2 then. Yep.
Okay, I guess it does look like this.
Yeah, it's missing the vertical wedges.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Kind of looks like a ngesh, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, it is a nga 2.
Alrighty.
I was
Alright.
thinking it was a stretch of niche, but
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like a stretch niche, you're right. Mhm.
You will be totally correct. It does look like ngesh. There's no way of telling it apart, except for maybe context and logic, but the paper just looks like ngesh, 100%. All right. Well, Rasmus gets the easy one, I guess.
Okay, so that's mood,
Right.
and the next one's a na. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, okay, it's a do 3. Una
Right.
do. This is the easiest line in all of cuneiform.
Hmm.
yep.
You
Yeah.
get a bonus, Rasmus. You get a bonus line.
No, I don't. Okay. Should I do the next, or do you want to, Mustafa?
Oh, that might be difficult.
Which line?
The one below the moo.
Well, what about I do it? Because it's quite involved. Remember that last time Chuck asked whether we went over deary signs already. So signs that you write in a certain way and you pronounce it a different one. And I wasn't quite well acquainted with the name deary signs. And then you told me, guys, that some people referred to them as deary signs because the first one to kind of be worked on was the deary one, which is written in a way that doesn't resemble. It's written in a way that doesn't tell us a clue about how it's pronounced. And the thing is, these two signs right here are exactly the deary sign. So deary is this.
Yeah.
The original mystery. So there's very little way for poor Mustafa to know this.
So it's really CR, but it's read as deary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
More about that in the foreseeable future. So yeah, that's deary.
Definitely.
What about this one?
That looks awfully. Sorry, it's not me.
Is that ooh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wood, right?
But it looks like a
Four.
bar.
Good. So we have wood. Or let's keep it as U4.
Ar.
It's usually wood when it's like alone, and U4 when there's something coming after it. Just
And that's B.
right. Which looks very similar to Nga. Oh, sorry. Whoopsie.
And that is probably Ta.
Mm-hmm.
And
There
then
are yes, a
and
lot of
then-
grammatical cases in here.
yeah, that's and that's She3, the allative or directive.
Right. Very good. Very,
Nice.
very good. We are mowing through these lines. All right, let's do line number 29.
I know what the first one is.
All right.
That's easy. That's A2.
Very good.
As a matter of fact, yeah, it looks like it's similar to what I was zoo chew.
True. Mhm.
So yeah, this is a shoe.
Two.
Right. This one is yeah. If you don't know, you don't know. That's
I
Yeah,
would have
that
read
one,
it as Shum, but it probably isn't.
the thing is, it's got, let's say, 2 or 3 main readings, one of which is indeed Shum 2 or Sum,
Mhm.
depending on what tradition you get. And it means to give.
Right.
But the other one would be Si or Sig, depending on what comes next. So let's look at the following one. What is this?
Ga.
Right. So if this begins in Ga, and we know that this can end in G, then it's probably to be read as Si, G,
Mhm.
right?
Makes sense.
So Si, Ga. Ooh, this is small and tiny and minuscule.
Looks like a. Is it a B?
Yes.
Like the one on the line above.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's kind
yeah.
of cute, actually. Mhm.
Yeah, it looks similar, I guess. And now we have an interesting one. Oh, sorry.
That's moo.
Right.
Right. What is this puppy?
I can't. I don't know what that one. I can't make that one
Yeah,
out.
same here.
If you guys want to look this up in the Christomathy,
Okay.
it's basically a Nga with something inside, supposedly a Fan or Dinger sign. If you don't want, I can just tell you the answer.
We can look it up. We can look it up.
Okay. In the meantime, I'll just turn off my Discord because I'm getting quite a few notifications.
Yeah, I noticed.
Good. Good.
Yeah, it's I think it's Ama. I've seen this before, the one that means mother.
Okay. Does it list any other possible readings?
It also is Dangal.
The thing
or
is,
Dangal.
we know by looking at the position that it's probably a verb, as it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So
So-
mother is not a verb.
Yeah, to my knowledge, to mother is not a verb. Yeah.
But what does Dangal mean then? Let me just quickly.
Nagel means to duplicate,
Oh,
or to make grandiose.
to
Enhance.
broaden, to widen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, dangle it is.
Hmm.
Oh. Whoops. I did not mean to fetch the line art, but well, I did. So let's keep on working with this
Well,
one.
that could be interesting as well.
Yeah, exactly. So we are
Asking
here.
out.
Why does this look completely different in the?
Does it?
Because he's being evil and careless, sloppy, Neo-Assyrian-ish with his autograph.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is a very
He
badly
uses
written.
a ruined uniform.
This is a very badly written song.
Hmm.
How do we know?
That's a song.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is.
Probably
Yeah.
B, isn't it?
Yeah.
B again.
Right.
Yep, makes sense.
And then what is that clusterfuck?
You know what?
I may want to point out that this is a technical term used frequently in Mesopotamian studies.
Since it's again a cluster fuck, we are going to be using this instead, as I find it.
Yeah, I can understand this one better.
Yeah, I think we all do. It's quite a. Yeah, it's much better. Yeah, just look at this.
That's
That's a
more
sign.
legible. Yeah, agree.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that an in?
Yes.
That was much easier.
Right.
Is that me?
Yes.
Oh, I forget this one.
In.
In.
And this is the verb.
Ill.
Right. Ill too.
Ill too.
But yeah, ill basically. Okay, this is gonna be tough, I think. Wow.
That
So
is not very easy to read.
this is this.
Yeah, that's sang. That's clearly.
Yeah, because I even use this. A friend of mine, she said it looks like a pig. Her song.
Horse song, yeah.
Yeah, because I used that one on my profile one time. Yeah.
I see. Good.
Yeah.
What about this?
Mm.
I'm gonna give you a little hint. It's a grammatical case.
Can you give it in a sentence?
Miriam spelling bee moment.
Yep.
Is it
Her
tar?
song.
It is
Her
not.
song.
Let's think about it. It's not a tar. It's not a
It's
shay. It's
Gi-
not.
Oh,
Gien.
Right.
Gien. Gin.
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 Gin
Gin.
7. The
Yeah.
equator.
Gin.
Good,
Yeah.
good, good. You have done some extensive preparation for this text. Ooh.
what the? I've not seen that one before, I think.
Hmm. What about this one? We have it above.
You just had that.
Yeah,
That's
that's
in,
the
right?
in again.
Hmm.
Woo. Well, this is another monster of a kind. So yeah, this one I think would be B2 or something like that. Possibly that, but we'll try. Yeah, I think it's this one. Just written in a very abstruse manner. Otherwise, I have no idea what that would be.
Well, let's look it up in the Christomathy.
Yeah.
What he has in there. He's pretty good at matching the texts and the.
I think it's B2 then, probably. This one, yeah, it's this one. It's B2.
B2 would be
Yeah.
92. 92. Yep.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
that's it. Oh, that one. That looks like
Yeah.
sort of flow meter in archaic.
Yeah.
Once you
It
know, you
looks
know.
like what?
Like a flow meter.
Oh yeah, it does.
I mean, a lot of those archaic what you call them, the ones that you can use on stone,
The lapidary.
lapidary. I thought
Lapidary.
there's another word for it, monumental. The monumental style. A lot of them look basically like circuit diagrams to me.
Yeah.
Monumental. Yeah. Monumental.
Right. I love that style. For me at least, once I remember
Yeah, I
some
like it.
mental
Yeah.
style, it's easier to recognize
Matter of
it.
fact.
Okay, but what is this?
Mhm.
This will be that.
Okay.
That
might
looks like the. What is it?
In this case, it's pronounced mu, well, mu2.
It's the same one that means to write, isn't it? Sar.
Yes, yes.
That's what I was about to say. It looks like Dupsar.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say you might have seen it already because of Dupsar. Mu2. Good. We are done. Very good. We went quite. Yeah, we mowed through the lines today. So the time has come. This can go to work on a translation. So this was the dedicatory parts of the dedicatory text. So the dedication. And now, well, now let's see. All right, let's do this as fast as we can. Not because we're in a hurry.
That's just a name, the first one.
Right.
Rimzuen or Rimsin.
Oh, that's all right. Well, we have Rimsin in the thumbnail, so we're gonna go with that.
So no,
Okay.
he's Rimsin.
Good. And what is this Rimsin guy?
Rimzin,
He's a ruler of Ur3, isn't he?
Larsa.
No, I mean it's described in the following line. That's what I meant.
Oh
So what's a noon? Rasmus, you want it? Let's
no,
continue to go one at a time rather than a shouting contest.
Sorry.
No, so that's what I'm saying. You want it?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, that was not what I was trying to achieve. But I found noon. Noon means prince, apparently.
Right. Well, if you remember the Anunnaki, that's where it comes from.
Rimsin. Sin.
Yeah. The name of
Okay.
the Akkadian ruler in question. Sin is a very common ending in Akkadian names, which is also sometimes transliterated as Suen.
Got it.
So since you're probably not familiar with how we analyze Sumerian, we have the transliteration on the first line, then a normalization on the second one, where we also mark grammatical cases and, well, bound persons and anything that's got to do with the verb. We just kind of decompose it and put it on the second line. So it's basically just like grammatical analysis, and then a translation on the third line.
So in the meantime, I've made a bit of progress on 14.
Good.
Apparently, ni to is or, and when combined with tuku, to have, it's a compound either meaning to experience or awesome. However, I have no idea how to get the Nibru in there.
So the thing is, need to is awe or fear,
Mhm.
and tuku is to have, but
Right.
together it can also mean that he has the ability to provoke fear.
Okay.
You know, so
it's the fearsome prince, basically.
yes,
Something like that?
yeah. So ni would be the object, and we mark it like that, of the non-finite construction, so to say, ni tuku,
Mhm.
which we could also just mark probably like this, or no, let's actually keep things clean and do this.
That's good. Mhm.
Verb of Nibru, right?
So the Nibru
Settlement
is
name.
a genitive.
Yes.
After?
Right, Nibru would have a genitive, a hidden genitive after it, and it is indeed a settlement name. And so we can translate the whole line as frightful prince of Nippur.
Yes.
Okay. On to the next one. Ooh, ah. Sorry. I had
That took 3 seconds. Who wants it? Volunteers.
It's less scary than you can imagine. Trust me. Just look it up in the dictionary. Probably find it. By the way, when rimsin is without case, we just say that it's in the absolute lack of case, grammatical case. So we just add the thing.
Second. Ua is in the glossary.
Yeah.
Akkadian Zanino, provider, supplier.
Yeah, supplier, basically.
Okay.
Of what?
Of Uru? Of Ur? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Urim back. Provider probably sounds a little bit better, I think. Sang entar, you can easily just find it in the glossary as well.
Overseer, guardian.
Yep. So sang is head, and entar is to either ask questions or look after. So sang entar is the head that looks
Question.
up. Yeah. So.
Question. What's a two-part question? So we have sung here as being head, I mean literal head, or as in sung as in head in the position of authority?
Very good question. So given, I mean, we can't know for certain, but I would assume, given it's basically just a, well, how to say it? Well, it's probably the person, sang, head as in someone who is in charge of, well, asking questions. So I would say it is to be taken as the person asking the questions. So the authority kind of.
Like a chief?
Okay.
Yeah. The thing is,
I can
it
see
does not mean chief. Like sang and tar just means someone who looks after something else or someone else. So an overseer. But if you wanted to say the chief overseer, you would probably have to say sang and tar. So the answer would be neither of the two. It just stands for person. Basically. Not a chief or any sort, nor a sang as in like good quality or high quality or just high position. It's just person in this.
Okay.
So yes, Sang enter. Overseer. You guys want to do the next one? I'll just this is all part of the same construction, of course.
Yeah, so Ngirsu is a geographical name, place name. That's just a
Good.
name for and
Yeah.
the same goes for Lagash.
Good.
So he's the overseer of Ngirsu and the land of Lagash, or the area of Lagash,
Right.
place of Lagash, with the genitive at the end, ak.
Good, good. And very well. What about the next line?
Nishur. Nishur.
So me in Sumerian can be quite a few things. Literally, it means power. But it can also be the one-to-one translation of, well, the Force from Star Wars, basically the same concept, just a divine kind of force that keeps the institutions together and working. Or it can mean cult. So in this case, it's probably the cult. But why? We'll see. What is Ngishur?
So the glossary has two suggestions. It
Mhm.
has nish, hur, to make a drawing, to design,
Okay.
or it has nish, hur, cultic rule or ordinance.
Right. If we know that this is cult,
That
and
fits.
this, yeah, it's basically, yeah, disposed like that. It's in nominal disposition, so we know it's probably not a verb. So yeah, you're on the right track. It does mean ordinance. So, oh, whoopsies. Gishur. And then we have this.
You would think it could be a genitive. Wait, no. Eridu. Does Eridu have an intrinsic G? Eridu?
Yes, it does.
Then that makes sense.
So the ordinance of Eriduk.
The cultic ordinance of Eridu. Yes.
Cultic is a great adjective. Never mind. So cultic.
In
Shoe.
Russian, it's kultowy. I don't know why I said it, but fun fact of the day.
Go again.
It's my favorite word in Russian, kultowy. Just mean cultic. Sorry. Just wanted to say.
Needless knowledge, huh?
And now, should do. We know that the shoe is very often part of a bipartite verbal construction because you can, well, do a lot of things with your hands.
Right.
So what is the do? What is the should do?
To complete, to finish.
Right. Shoe. So we know that when you have an object and then you have a verb that also takes an object. So it's basically an object inside of the verb. You have two objects. So you can only have one, a direct object. So how do you deal with the other one? In this case, we have shoe. and me ngishur. This would be the Celtic ordinances. And this would be the first term of the bipartite verb.
Mhm.
We put it instead of brackets because it's reduplicated. And we write reduplicated verbal base. So how do we deal with the fact that this this sentence has two objects? Well, one of the ways the Sumerians did it was by putting one of the objects in either the locative or the directive. So this shu right here would actually be in the directive. Otherwise, you would have to have very complicated constructions every time you have a implicit object inside of the verb, and then because otherwise you would have to use the dative. But if you use the dative, then you have a causative construction, and you don't usually want that. So,
Question though, I was under the impression that's just like a heuristic rule that I came up with by myself, that the directive would be on the first object, not the second object. Is that a completely rubbish rule? I've never read it anywhere. I just thought that would be the case, that the object that is closest to the verb would just be in the absolutive. So I guess what I'm asking is, how do we know the directive is not on the eriduga, where it would just be absorbed in the A?
because this is not in the directive.
Would
This
be
is in the
archaic. You're right. Of course, naturally, it would be archaic. Ah, okay. True.
Yeah, eriduk is I mean, the genitive here looks just like the locative, but again, this is a genitival construction. While, well, if the directive were on the ngishur, then we would see a re, but
Yep.
since shu ends in a vowel, which also happens to be a strong vowel in terms of vowel harmony, which is u, then that's why we don't see a e.
Got it.
Good.
So
So
the direct object before the verb can be in the directive, and you just never know about it. Okay,
I'll tell
very
you more. It's often in the directive, like the verbal object, usually in the directive.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem. So how do we translate this?
So what did we say about shurudu? Shurudu was to complete or something?
Yes. Well, to perform in this concept, to bring to it.
Okay, and it's reduplicated. Would that give me any indication that this is ongoing and not perfective? So
I
who
don't
is
have my
completing?
dictionary at hand, but I do think do is part of the reduplication class, so it's probably just the means of getting it into the right verbal aspect.
Which would be Maro in this case?
Yes.
Okay. So who completes the whatever the Megishur Eridu is?
Yes.
Who completes the rites of Eridu?
Yeah.
Or the cult?
I would say who completes the cults and ordinances of Eriduk.
Yep.
Well, if it's not in the Maro anyway, it's just either just iterative, so who keeps completing ordinances, etc., or what's it called? Intensive, so who very well completes the cults and ordinances. If Rasmus, if you have the manual by Thompson, at the end there's a glossary with a list of verbs, and I think it says which class they belong to. If you feel like checking something.
Sure.
Sorry. Okay. The next line is interesting. So we are fairly well acquainted with what the ebabbar is, I think.
Yeah, do belongs to the reduplication class.
Very good. So with this piece of information, then we know that it's probably just an indication of aspect, whether rather than anything else. Nice. So now, ebabbar. What is the Khaybabar?
It's a famous temple,
Right?
Silver or
the
something
Shining
like.
House, the White House.
Yeah, we're gonna call it the White House because we're funny.
The White House. Yeah, he said that last week. White House. I don't have
So,
my notes. I'm just in the middle of nowhere. So
Why Hebapar?
Because the thing is, Khe is probably pronounced as Hey. And how do we know that? We know that because in Akkadian and Hebrew, we have words that were loaned from the word He, E2. And they all look like, well, in the two languages are spelled He. So we know that there's probably a H coming before the E. And not only that, what was the indication of, I forget. I can make a lesson on it, I think. Actually, no, it's in one of the lessons. It's in the intermediate lessons, I think.
we have
about it,
the word egal, meaning
Yeah.
temple, loaned into Ugaritic and Hebrew and later I think Aramaic and certainly Arabic, and in all of those languages it appears with an H in front of it.
Yep.
Hechal or something like that, right?
And
In Hebrew?
and also in Ebla, the sign E2 is written with is used to write the values ha and ha.
Yeah.
So there is good evidence that it originally meant something that had an initial H.
Yeah. The J has got
Yeah,
to do with
that would be
the
maybe-
J's got to do with the genitive coming after. Sorry, I kept interrupting you. But yeah, all right. So this is unusual. The da,
Is that the commentative?
yes. And then we have a verb. Oh, actually.
Nitinge?
Yep.
What is that?
Okay. Mayo.
Anything that's got to do with ni too is usually about
See underneath. Oh, that's the or thing again, isn't it? To fear, to respect.
yeah.
Meeting.
Right. So what the dictionaries don't tell you is that there's a few collateral ways of marking the object of this verb. It doesn't quite take a direct object. And one of the ways to express the object in this construction, so to say, I respect you, is with the commentative. So literally, it would be I respect with you.
Okay. So
That's-
who respects Evabar?
Yes. Also because, again, the object is here, ni too, inside of the verb. So they have to get smart somehow to get the second object. So te, what is the nge? So the thing is, the verb teng, to approach or to let approach. So in this case, to let fear approach, belongs to the class. What is it called again? Well, the class that, well, as verbs take different. I mean, they're basically, they lose the consonant at the end. In
the alternating class.
the alternating class, that's what it's called.
I think Marie-Louise Thompson calls it, and she also says, she lists nite, to be afraid of, and then she says with da.
Good, good.
She says that this verb takes the object with da.
Very well. Well, it can. There's a few other ways. You can also have locative dimensional prefixes to say you fear, or you're about something, basically. If like, how do you say it in English? Like, I am afraid of, and then so we know that well, it's complicated. Let's actually just not talk about that. It'll take us a lot of time.
She has a reference to a paragraph in her grammar where she says that the commutative prefix is often used as for the object of verbs of emotion. So that would make sense in this context.
Right. Yeah, the locative prefixes are used for like concepts, like you're afraid of like something that has been mentioned. Like, well, it's complicated because.
Sure.
So the teng would be the verb, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then would the E be the ed, the Maru marker?
Right. So maru, what do we call it? Suffix, maru participle. Yeah, that's what we call it. It's been a while. Oof, what did I do? Okay. So. Yes. Who is in? Sorry, but I must. I have a moral obligation to write that.
So this is an easy one.
Yeah.
King
All right.
of Larsa.
Good. And this one as well.
King of Sumer and Akkad.
Right.
Kiengi Kiori. Orion.
Is the Akka spelled out?
Yep. Like we often see with settlement names.
Mm-hmm.
What about this one?
Lo Ringir.
Oh,
Let me. Yeah.
Skibel again.
Kibil.
His temple got his God's temple.
Yep.
The man.
So Lu, men.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, hey. Sorry, hey. Dinger. Not just dinger, but in the plural, ene. And what we don't see is the final ak. So it's temple of the gods, or temples of the gods. So basically, we basically divide everything into slots. We have the noun, then we have the plural ene, which is to be interput between the noun and any grammatical case coming after it. So sometimes we have
duplicated.
Yeah, so sometimes we have dingirene ke when we have both a genitive and a ergative, but since we don't have it right here, it just gets elided and we don't write it. So it's ak, and then we have a verb, and as it often happens, we have adverbs between the two terms. So the verb is really just shu ak. Any ideas what that means?
I don't know.
Or maybe shugibil gibil, I'm not sure. Let me check.
He has gibil to renew.
Good.
Should gibilak to renew.
So it's a three-partite verb, isn't it?
Oh,
But what
yes,
is
you're right. I missed the ak. Yeah, you're right. Oh, and the
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay,
the
gibil just means new.
implications that goes in between.
It's complicated. I'll explain to you why in a second. So we know that, let's just do the in ak. So we know that we have e, so the finite prefix,
Mhm.
and then the n, so the hamtu third person singular, well, bound person pronoun, third singular, and then the verb ak.
Mhm.
So this is easy, right? The thing about gibil is that, well, gibil, meaning new, or well, in a verb to renew, is actually part of the few participants that make up the adjectival group in Sumerian. So it's one of the few real adjectives. And each adjective, as it is not, well, a very well-formed group, kind of has its own rules, also in terms of meaning. So we don't know why gibil is to be reduplicated, because some adjectives just don't do that, while some others kind of allow it. So we do take that gibil kind of takes a model nuance. So it's not just newly, but like brand newly, maybe. But we really don't know why it's reduplicated.
Mhm.
Some adjectives allow for that. Some others, like mach, do not. So maybe this one allows for a certain niche of modality in meaning. So gibil, you can take it as a adverb, I guess. Or as an adjective defining the shoe. So a brand new hand, which is to be coupled to the ak. So we have lu, which we know to be a, well, it means man, of course, but it can also be used as a relative pronoun. So who, the person who. And of course, this has got to be in the ergative, because otherwise can't have an object. Who, the temple or the temples of the gods. What is this?
To renew or renovate.
Right. So we know that the second direct object, so to say, is usually in the directive. And so, altogether, this would mean who renovate
yeah, renovated.
the temple
Who renovates the temple? Okay.
of the gods.
The temple of the gods.
Offline.
Very good. Before you go there, my computer's going to run out soon. So if I just vanish, you'll know why.
Gotcha.
Because I'm in the middle of a farm, so I gotta wait.
No problem. All right, we'll try to
All
be
right.
fast. Let's listen. So in Gishur, we already saw this one, right?
Yeah.
Ordinances or plans. What about shuluch?
Shulu.
This is a noun. You can easily find it in the.
Shuluch, purification ritual.
Yeah, right. So basically, it's just a sort of ritual, basically. Then we have gal, and then b,
Great.
right? And then this is another way you can make a adjective or a verb into a adverb. How do you do that? You take it, and you juxtapose the b to it, and the b is actually declined in a grammatical case, which is the directive. So all this altogether, which is to be translated as greatly in a great fashion literally translates to in its greatness.
Mhm.
Don't worry, I'll be sharing the document once it's done, so nothing is lost. And then we have a verb again, which we have actually seen already. So
Right, to finish, to complete, right? Shudu,
Right.
is that what it is?
yes.
So with a whole bunch of pre and infixes.
So we have the E for sure, right? Then we have the M. And we know that the M prevails when a B comes after it. So we have mu, followed by something which causes this to happen. No ideas, guys? Well, it's a B.
Sorry. Yeah, okay.
All right. And then we have a final N before the verb, so we know what that is.
The third person singular animate agent.
Right, followed by, well, the verb itself.
And then the nominalizer that closes the relative sentence.
Very good. Ooh, what did I do? Change something. So let's go prefix by prefix. Finite prefix, so that we can have a finite verb. Mu, venitive, so indication of ethical movement, so to call it. And then we have this, oops, B. Now, B can mainly be two things inside of the verbal chain. It can be a dimensional prefix of the locative case, which can be roughly translated to, well, onto, upon, on. But the thing is, when treated as such, it goes right before, no, actually, yeah, it can go there. So it goes right before the pronoun, right, which is next to the verb. So here what we have is what I just described, right? So we have the B, and then we have a pronoun. And we know about dimensional prefixes, that they are an indication of movement, or just they specify just the dimension, you know?
Mhm.
And sometimes they kind of remark grammatical cases which happen in the sentence, but sometimes they add something of their own. So you don't have to have a locative to have a locative dimensional prefix. So this could very well just be a indication of, well, locative, so location. So let's just pretend it doesn't exist for a second. We know that this is the subject, verb, and this is the nominalizing particle. We know that this is the object. So what does this mean?
Who completed the, what did we call it, ordinances or rights? Perfectly or in a great manner.
Yep.
Great manner. And that's it, I think, actually. I would leave the mu untranslated. What do we
Yeah.
do with the b?
The B, again, is just an indication of dimension. In this case, location, locative, right?
Right.
So we write, oops, here somewhere. It just means here.
Okay.
So who completed who hereby, maybe something like that. Ooh. Okay.
And this closes out the lu basically. So this is a two-line relative sentence that starts from the lu and ends with the a. Is that correct?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So that
As-
in English we could put a little and in between. Who renovates, blah blah blah, and who hereby completed.
Right. And who? Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Very good.
This would be the last line of this section. So namshita.
So I looked that up in Volk, and that's a prayer.
Right. Aratsu. Aratsu.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, aratsu is
Sounds
well,
Japanese.
it's a aratsu somewhat. It's well it's a sort of prayer. We don't know which kind of prayer it is, but we know it's either a sort of lamentation or prayer.
Yeah, the EPSD says supplication.
Yeah. Literally, it means your way. Ara means way.
It can also mean a large frog. Probably doesn't mean that here.
I didn't know that. Okay, to be completely honest with you, I had no idea. But thanks for telling. Chuck, are you still with us?
I think Chuck left.
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
his computer
I'm gonna-
missed.
Our probably
Our
Mm-hmm. So aratsu means your way, maybe your thy bidding, or your will, something like that. Ara is also how you do multiplications in Sumerian maths, but we'll look into that at some point. Then we have an E.
depending
A-
on what follows, it could be a locative case, perhaps.
Well, yeah, a directive for sure, or a ergative. But looking at the verb goob,
Yeah,
what does that mean?
goob is to go, isn't it?
Goob is to stand.
Stand, sorry. Stand.
So it's not a verb that takes an object, so it cannot really, I mean, we don't, the sentence doesn't really require an ergative, so it's got
Right.
to be directive, right? Goob can also be transitive, as in to set upright, but this is not the case.
Hmm.
Then we have ud, shusha.
Ud is day, shush, what is that?
If you go, I think it's in the Chrestomathy, it's in the word
I'll
list,
just quickly find it.
but you have to go to U4.
U4.
And that is true. Daily, day by day, from day to day.
Yeah.
Umisha.
The way I like to intend it is that ud means day, of course, and shush is a verb meaning to cover, and id is well the maru participle, and altogether it means just days on end, just in days on end, in days ongoing, spanning over the length of days, basically. Yeah, shush means to cover, so just covering days. And then we have, of course, goob, and then the a, which is a hamtu participle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can translate this as who stands in prayer and supplication for days on end, or something like that.
Yeah. Good thing he's not standing on a frog.
Or a giant frog, you must mean. Who stands in prayer and supplication.
Oh boy. Should
Oh,
we break here?
sorry?
Looking at the clock, seeing that it's
Yes.
9:30 on your
Oof.
end, should we break here for today?
Well, this is what we have left.
I would.
We also we're sort of a cheating Chuck for participating in the last lines if we
Yeah.
go on.
But if we finish it now, then the next time we can just start working on other texts without having to like spend 20 minutes on this one. And I'm very excited because it's gonna be quite a radical change in the way we do Sumerian, because it's gonna be a different kind of, a tablet of a different nature. It's a administrative text for the first time. If you want, I can just do it really fast. It's gonna take 10 minutes. Bear with me.
All right, speed reading.
Okay, good. So,
Speed reading.
Hey, Geshtu Shudu.
That must be another temple.
Yeah, very
That's
good.
the house that perfects understanding. Enki's temple in Ur.
Right. Shudu is perfect. Hey, Geshtu, house of knowledge. So, probably this. The house of great understanding. Sorry, gepat. Standing. Then we have this, Kitush Kiangani. So Kitush.
So
His
that
place.
would be the beloved place of his butt.
Right.
His beloved dwelling.
Correct. Munadu. We know this one, right?
You built for him.
Yeah.
Good. We know
And
that.
him being Enki, who was mentioned in line 1.
Very good. We also
Good
know
memory.
it's an extra graphemic sound, so it's not a do, it's a dru or ru. Yeah. So ru. Not gonna mark it in any sort because we're far too well acquainted with this one. He built for him Enki, right? I think.
Yep. I think.
You know what? Yeah. Enki. Good. Diri ubitashe. So diri here, which means to elevate, is used as a preposition meaning beyond, basically. Diri ud bi.
Ubita is past.
Right.
So
And
from its day or something like that, I guess, originally.
right.
But so yeah, what was Diri again?
Diri in this
Diri means, I guess it means excess, but then to go to excess is to go beyond. So Diri She means beyond. At least that's what Volk has in his vocabulary.
So beyond the
Yeah.
past, basically. Bigger and better. What's dangal? Dangal is to broaden. Okay.
So this is
Mhm.
Chaish Susigas is another temple.
And he broadened it.
Right. So we know this Mu, and then there's something here, of course, got to be, and then Dangal. Oof.
Sense?
You see, guys, we're really fast. This means, by the way, after a long time.
Oh.
Just
Oh,
make
It meant
sound less.
exceeding what was done before.
Exactly. It sounded a little weird the way we had it, so after long.
Oh, okay.
And we have seen this already. Sang il is to raise, to make higher. So sang b,
its head.
right. E, b, locative again, and il, verb. So finite prefix, locative, so hereby. He, and the verb. So, and he, hereby, just, and he, ooh, erected it here, basically.
Mhm.
And then what did he do?
Like a mountain.
Yeah. Hursang. Gin, equative.
Mhm.
B. This is the only interesting line, of course. Tell you why in a second. B. What is mu2?
Mutu is to make grow, I think.
Good.
That's what Volk says.
Yeah. Grow. So mu2 to grow something. And we know that the N is the third person singular. So what is the B? It's causative in this case.
Oh.
It made it grow like a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. It's a locative. And he made it grow like a mountain. All right, guys. We're gone. Yeah, we're done with this tablet.
Yeah.
Good work. Sorry for keeping you long. And very good job.
Wow.
We finally made it. Next week is going to be very interesting. I'm going to prepare something really cute and funny. No, just kidding, but it's going to be very interesting. We're going to kind of switch gears and look into more difficult tablets. So brace yourselves. I hope you had fun. And yeah, I won't keep you for long, you guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much as always.
No
Thank you
problem.
very much.
See you guys next week, eh?
See you, Gabriele.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.